find some musica to start with. These two, I never know which one's the good one. Oh, think that one or this one. Let's see. Got too much music in the jukebox now. It's a problem. No, but let's do the first one. I heard a beep.
Arthur was already in, so what it was.
I was.
Oh, that's Nate. That is confident.
Oh my god. Is that War Breath?
I was gonna say, is War Breath Keaton right there?
What the heck? That's incredible. That is wild. Necrogobulicon is really good name for a band. All right. Enough Necrogobulicons. Let's go to the names that is. Let us begin. We see a darkened chamber, lit only by a single candle upon a wooden table. We can just make out tall walls of stone lined with bookshelves. The leather-bound tomes within them appear well-aged and covered in a heavy layer of dust. Beside the candle on the table is a pretty old wooden game board, formed of dark and light squares. It looks like when it was newly crafted, it was made quite well. And atop it are a number of wooden pieces. All of them also quite well made. It seems wherever we are, we've kind of joined in the middle of a conversation. As we hear a voice echo from somewhere just outside of the candlelight's reach in the darkness. Well, if you want my actual opinion, there are just too many damn pieces on the board. At some point, the exchange has to begin. Well, no matter who interprets the prophecy, be it the snake, the crone, the oracle, those damaged fanatics, or even me and all my divine wisdom, we all come to the same version of the same conclusion. Only 12 will stand at the end. Only 12 will survive. Only 12 seats at the table. Only 12 will ascend. But what of the empty throne? Has sin the Almighty not fallen too, you know? Some would whisper Seldanis. And honestly, the work they've achieved so far for us has been well worth our investment. At least a number of them. But the board is cluttered. The middle game is over. It's Time for simplification. That is my opinion. Clear off the port. Let's get to the part where we find out which 12 will kneel before the one who sits on the throne. But hey, I've always been better at endgames. And there's this long pause as we kind of sit in the darkness of the room before we see a robed arm extend into the candlelight. Pale humanoid fingers, skin taut, reaches out and gently plucks a dark wooden piece from the board. Kind of see an up close crop shot. It is carved in this like kind of serpentine like dragon shape, almost like it's ready to strike out. It has red gemstone eyes that are kind of glistening and dancing in the candlelight. And that piece is kind of picked up and then brought over to a square where it is placed delicately down and swapped for a piece that was occupying that space. That piece that was swapped is this light colored piece that kind of resembles a knight. And then the hand now holding the knight kind of just rescinds back into the darkness. And a few more seconds pass. Kind of just look at this game board. Then we hear the sound of a wooden chair just pushed back from that same side of the table, followed by this sigh from the other side. Damn it. How did I miss that? Don't know. Come on. At least stay for one more. Whatever happened to 2 out of 3? Eventually, the second chair just pushes out from the table. The dark figure kind of grumbles a few obscenities under their breath before leaning their familiar sunken skeletal face in close enough to blow out the candle and leave the scene in darkness. As we now fade in to a secret shrine of Botilla, a shrine bathed in golden light, where we see Nathaniel. Dun, dun, dun. Where is this page? Boom. Where we see Nathaniel draw a card from a deck. The card he draws bears a black skull upon its face. Nathaniel, as you gaze down at the skull, you watch as the image on the card vanishes in a roiling ripple of black smoke, and you feel an icy cold wave of energy coming from somewhere behind you. As you turn to see it, you see a shadowy visage of death, spectral scythe in hand, and the light that is golden in this room seems to almost dim around it as this kind of shadowy darkness emerges. Kind of looks like this. Grim Reaper vibes. And Nathaniel, could you please roll for initiative? If I set this page up correctly, all of you should be able to see into the room, and Nathaniel should not be able to see out because I'm a roll 20 genius.
You are correct, Michael. Exactly what I see.
Amazing.
All points.
Love that. All right, so we got a little shit going on right now. A little fight. Hope you have cards in. That is a solid roll, my friend. Let's see what this Avatar of Death can do. Butte.
Let's go. That was huge.
Big money, no whammies. No one else need roll because no one else is here. Some of us that cuts deeper than others of us. But welcome to the Thunderdome. We get to watch as Nathaniel fights this Avatar of Death. I don't know what to expect. Here we go. Nathaniel, it is your go. You see this thing appear. You know that it is here to slay you, and it will do so unless you slay it. So let's go. Let's fight the Avatar of Death.
All right. I didn't want to get bogged down in a lot of this, but I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting on the second floor, right?
Yeah. So the map is a little rough because they edited my thing that I like to use when Roll20 bought this mapping software, which is great because I think eventually it will do my dynamic lighting for me, which will be amazing. At least that's what I hope it'll do. So in the center of the room that goes down, that's right behind the Avatar, where the camera rock is. And then all around the room are these little coves. They're about 5 feet. But it doesn't like to do circles, this thing. So I did not spend the time to make all the alcoves. But
Okay.
yeah, we're basically on the second floor. Below would be a spiral staircase that goes down maybe about 10 feet down, maybe a little 12 feet. And then a tunnel that extends out towards where the smaller shrine was, though that tunnel ends in a cave wall.
Okay.
And there's no exit as far as you know.
And then one more question.
Yes.
The center part of the donut right there with the railing.
Yeah.
Is that like walkable or?
Yeah, it's a
or
small
rail in the
bench.
way?
It's just a small like bench that you would be essentially able to sit on, but like you could jump and be on the staircase that goes down.
Okay.
I just this is just a symbol for stairs, but it's a spiraling staircase.
All right. It's going to be a little different than I thought, but we'll go with it. He will rasp his necklace that isn't there and will think to himself, it takes the harshest conditions to make the finest whiskey. It takes the brutal summers and it takes the insufferable winters. You're about to find out what I learned during my winter. And he will say the words, shout the words actually, today and forevermore, and will rage. As he rages, his eyes will turn an icy light blue, and his well-kept mustache will be replaced with a unkept white beard as he grows mechanically large due to his Path of the Giant Barbarian subclass, and will pull forth the Dawn Hammer and attack recklessly.
Sick. So cool. The Dawn Hammer. Has the Dawn Hammer been swung before in this
I don't know
campaign?
that it has.
I don't think it has.
I think I have the Great Weapon Master on. I think I do. Does a 20 hit?
20 hits.
With the Crusher feat, he will knock the Avatar back to the southeast 5 feet. And because he has reach now, due to his Path of the Giant feat, will attack again from there.
Hit.
And a third time.
Third hit.
All right. That's his turn.
Just adding the damage. Okay. 3 solid strikes with the Dawn Hammer. Hitting the Avatar of Death. It will kind of let's see. It will attempt to reap your soul. I need a Constitution saving throw. As it screams this horrible scream at you.
If that doesn't pass, I would like to do something.
I don't see it yet. Oh, 11. 11. Yes, that will be bad for you.
He will use his indomitable trait.
Okay.
And try that again.
Get to a reroll. 28.
Let's go!
That will save. You take no damage. And let's just, yeah, that's its go.
Even louder this time, he will shout, "You will know what I learned in my winter." And calling upon the Dawn Hammer, he will use the Dawn Hammer's ability to cast the Guardian of Faith spell. I don't have it linked, but it is a Guardian that occupies a space and does some really cool stuff when you get close to it if you're bad.
To the yes. Split A. Just find. Do I have any cool dwarfs? Do I have a cool dwarf? Wolf Reaver dwarf. That guy sounds cool. Just throw this guy out there.
It's a 10 by 10, I think.
Big old dwarfy guy. All right, large spectral guardian appears, hover, duration, unoccupied space of your choice. You can put it anywhere. Gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol Ulfried. Creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian for the first time on turn, which I feel like is probably now. Okay. Does the Dawn Hammer have a dexterity saving throw DC for this?
I would ask the guy that made it.
Was I that smart? Let's see.
I would ask the guy that just said, "I'm the greatest Roll20."
Well, he didn't make it. 12. That's good. Okay. Without using a spell slot. We'll do 17 because that's the DC ability of the hammer. Boom. Feels lawyered. All right, DC 17, Dex. The Avatar. Yeah. 22. So that'll save. Half as much on a successful, so it takes 10 points of radiant.
Bonus action after surviving the winter inside the mind of Clavius. He will call forth, just to his south, his echo, gleaming with a silver and pure light. Directly to his south.
Both action.
That will be his turn.
Some. Okay, so the Guardians dealt 10 points of damage. It deals. It vanishes when it reaches 60 points of damage dealt. FYI. Okay. First, it will roll. Well, I guess roll to recharge. Oh, baby. Who is this guy that recharges on his first try? It will scream and force you to make a Constitution saving throw. You know what that means? You got any more Indomitable?
I don't know that I do, actually. No, I do not.
Okay. Gonna take some necrotic damage. To the authority of some D10s. I'd be shaking them. In a Yahtzee container. So there's that many. 60 10s coming your way. 27 points of necrosis.
Could have been so much worse.
Could have been 60. Could have rolled all 10s. That's its go. It's gonna, I think, stay there. I think.
All right. Well, it is. We're getting ramped up, and it's time to swing this hammer. Recklessly again. This is coming from the echo.
Okay. -5. That'll hit.
I'm going to knock him to the east 5 feet. Does forced movement cause him to take damage from the Guardian?
He's still within 10 feet of the Guardian. Moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on that turn. It doesn't say anything about forced movement, so I don't see why not, why it couldn't. That would be the first time in that turn, and it did change, so I'm down. I'm down with that. Dexterity save. That'll fail. So 20 points. I'll take 20. Guardian's at 30. Okay.
All right, another attack coming. Closer, 18.
That'll miss.
All right, know what we're dealing with now. Third attack.
That'll hit.
He will use an Unleash Incarnation that I haven't been able to use for quite some time. I don't know if you need that text or not.
You can. What do I gotta do? You tell me.
Basically, a bonus action. The Echo can attack again.
Oh yeah. There you go. As long as I'm within range, yeah, because it's the same guy as you. Works the same as you.
All right. That's his turn.
All right, that will hit. Okay. Solid work.
Yeah, that's his turn. No, that's not his turn. Sorry, I didn't take a bonus action. He will. I don't know if this will do any good, but he'll do it anyway. He'll slap his feet and activate the Boots of Speed, increasing his movement by 10 feet.
Okay.
In a room where he can run to the other side no matter what anyway. But we script our first 15 plays and we're sticking with the script.
That's good. If this gets 15 plays, it'd be scary.
That script's working. Keep using it, Coach.
Alright, it will roll to recharge. Ooh, baby. Does not recharge, unfortunately. Okay. It will. It's got reach, so it can hit the Echo. Just 1 point of damage takes the Echo out, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
The Echo disappears as the Avatar of Death swipes its spectral scythe through it, hitting and killing the Echo.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
It doesn't even have to roll?
It will move again. We'll make a dexterity saving throw. Because this is a new turn on thing. 6, that'll fail, so another 20. So one more. What happened? No matter what happens, the next 10 or 20 will be the end of the Guardian. So it'll be at 60 points of damage. It is in range of you, 10 feet, and it will do its second swing of the scythe to you, hitting as it rips its scythe through you. I will say I am not rolling any dice. It's just hitting you. So that should be noted. Not secretly rolling dice.
And it does 1 hit point of damage just like it did for the Echo.
And it does 14 points of damage. All necrotic.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And that is its go. That is its turn.
Bonus action, Echo, right to the south of me.
I presumed as much. So I left him out there.
Knowing that it hits every time, we are reckless from here on out, baby. Here they come. $19?
That'll miss.
Whoa!
Ooh. Ooh.
21?
That hits.
Knock him back 5 feet.
Okay, dex save. Fails 20, and that'll be the end of the Guardian. Okay.
The shadow of the Echo will move. I'm gonna wait to move it. I'm just gonna do my second attack or third attack first.
Okay.
20.
That just hits.
We will use our second of 4 Unleash Incarnations.
Hit.
Bonus action, or no, I've already used my bonus action to call the Echo. We're gonna action surge and do 4 more attacks, is what we're gonna do.
Hit. Miss.
Oh,
Miss. Hit.
let's push him again, because this is a new turn, 5 feet to the east.
Okay.
Echo will move there. He will move there. And the bonus action on this turn will be a second wind. D10 plus fighter level, which is 11. So 20 points of healing.
Nice.
And that will be his turn.
Recharge. It really wants to. Really wants to recharge. No recharge. It will kill the Echo. One swipe of its scythe. It will scythe you again. 2d8 plus 4. 12 points of necrosis, just wiping away that heal that you did, and that is its go.
Bonus action Echo. It's not really a way for me to do what I want. Within reach. All right. 4 more attacks. This will be his last round with Unleash Incarnation. Where are my crits?
Miss. Hit. Yes.
2 of 4 hits. Less than the simulation would say that I should be getting.
Slowing down. Anything else on your turn?
No, he's running out of stuff.
It will attack you twice. 16 points of damage. And 8 points of damage. As it rakes that scythe just through you, you feel the cold as the scythe digs through you. It almost feels like it's tearing your insides as he rakes it through.
Can death be bloodied? People are wondering.
The people are wondering.
God, if those 3 points of fall damage from me jumping into this place make the difference, I'm gonna be furious. He's gonna move the Echo here. Does anything happen? i.e., opportunity attacks.
He doesn't do anything.
Move some back. 3 attacks incoming.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Man alive.
You started so strong too, Will. The dice just turned on you all of a sudden.
It's alright. We're doing okay. We got a couple more rounds of being alive.
Okay. 2 attacks, 2 hits. 17 points of necrotic damage as this thing just tears through you. Focused on one thing. Not worried about the echo anymore, it seems. We know Nathaniel can get bloodied.
Can, and he is. Oof.
Unreal.
It's alright. Fortune's gonna smile on him. Don't worry,
Unreal.
boys.
3
Let's take Coach time.
misses.
Time, Coach. Time. I want a 30.
3
I want a 30.
misses.
Regroup.
Scythe. Coming at you. Oh, I clicked the button. Here you go. Wop wop.
Oh, that's a lot. But at least it makes the math easy.
Big money.
I scrolled on the scroll wheel and my hit points went all the way away.
Oh yeah, they did.
I think you said like 90 something.
If you hit Control Z, it might go back. Maybe.
It just went back 1 when I was scrolling.
Oh, because it probably just went back to
But
the
it was
latest.
it was at 77.
Yeah, you were just
bloodied.
bloodied.
And then 30.
30.
2 more rounds. That's all we got in us, boys. 3 attacks coming.
3 attacks.
Big money. Big money. 3 crits right here. We're going to start with 1. First crit coming right now.
Hit. Miss.
There it is.
Crit.
There it is. All right, let's go. This is where it turns. Oh,
So, some damage at least.
we need that card though. We need that card to shift the space for Death to somehow like tear an ACL and not be able to move.
Okay.
Right. Fail. Ones. Snake eyes, Michael.
Here we go. It will attack twice.
On the first one, I will use Shadow Mortar.
Okay. Cool. Love that. So it kills the shadow.
Or the Echo, sorry.
The echo. Beautiful. Beautiful move. Let's see if we get some ones on the other side. 16. It's better than 20.
It's better than a 20 and a 16.
Okay. Something tells me you're going to have to do some damage here.
On heart of the cards, heart of the dice.
Oh, damn it. I forgot to do something and it's going to cost me. Oh, no, I'm not, because it wasn't a crit. No, it was a crit, wasn't it? It just wasn't a...
You didn't confirm a crit on your last turn, but you did crit.
You crit, yeah. Does that trigger a thing?
Yeah, I could have done something, but such is life. We'll just have to do it again.
Just
Have to
gotta
do
crit
it
one more
again.
time.
Just have to do it again. That'll hit. miss and a hit. Just mathing over here. 20. Okay. Okay. That, my friend Nathaniel, how do you want to do this?
Oh, yes, baby! He will call forth the echo. Like, oh no, when I planned this, he was on the bottom floor. He will call forth the echo, like right above the avatar with a flavor flame, because it didn't happen, but whatever. And we'll swap places with it, with the hammer, like holding it with his fist together in front of his face, with the mallet part pointing down, and just come down hard on the avatar of death. And after coming down, just stays in that kneeling position toward the deck of cards, knowing that he was just fortunate enough, and had it continued going one more round, he was likely a goner.
All our big math whiz fans should get in the chat and see how much actual damage you dealt out. It's kind of insane.
It was like 250, right?
I'd say it was more than that.
Jeez.
The avatar of death screams one last horrifying gasp before it's like begins to wither away underneath the dawn hammer as you're hammering this thing into the ground. While this is happening, a few things going on. You see spectral scythe that has been kind of unerringly just ripping through your insides to cut away at your life force. It begins to become material, corporeal, and it kind of appears to suck in all the shadow stuff that was kind of just leeching off the thing. And as death vanishes, the scythe ding, 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 hits the floor. Nathaniel, you are once again back in the room. The shrine of Botilla. Where is my happy fun music? I don't know when you shrink down to size, but you are a little more weathered.
Yeah, it's when his rage ends, which would be 6 seconds after the last attack.
Really curious how much damage I would have dealt in the next couple hits. I think you would have survived a few more.
Yeah.
But it would have been tight. You have defeated the Avatar of Death, though the destiny of 2 more cards awaits you, kind of ever looming over you in this space.
And how do we want to handle the logistics of this long rest between me drawing this second card?
Well, what you know is that after the drawing of the first card, you have to finish your draws.
Fair enough.
I'm
ready, man. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. We rolled these last time. We have a 5 and an 18, which awaits us. Nathaniel. After Nathaniel is bruised, battered, and bloodied after dealing over 300 points of damage to a creature that was taking, some might say, have some resistances going on. Wow. surviving a 1v1 with an avatar of death. Also, this is for the Wizards of the Coast. Just pause for Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast, your avatar of death is bullshit. And it would have lasted maybe 2 rounds. Maybe. In the ring with Nathaniel. The avatar of death that you made that is supposed to scale with character level. I'm looking at you, Chris Perkins. Your avatar of death is bullshit. My avatar of death is good and balanced and just fought a 14th level character. And it was what it should have been. Time in. You draw a second card from the very, very well balanced deck of many. Nathaniel, this card bears a golden throne upon its face. You gain proficiency in the persuasion skill. You double your proficiency bonus on checks made with that skill. In addition, you gain rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world. However, the keep is currently in the hand of monster. Is yours. The throne.
I love it. That's so much better than the first card.
Yeah, you fought death, and then you get the throne. Very interesting. So yeah, you now, I don't know if you are persuasion proficiency, but now you have double proficiency with persuasion, which is cool. And somewhere in the world you own a keep. So perhaps we'll find out more about that keep. But for now, you have one final card to draw. And you didn't have to fight death the last time, so if you're ready to draw your final card. And if you're wondering, this is probably, you drew a good card, so that took one card out of the deck for those other fine folks after you.
Somebody did roll the 5 again, right? And they had to re-roll?
I think someone did roll, if I'm not mistaken. They did have to re-roll because that was no longer. The final card you drew was the 18. This card bears the image of a king being counseled by a well-dressed official. This official has kind of a third eye on her forehead. Nathaniel, this card is the Visor, I believe is how you pronounce it, V-I-Z. At any time you choose within 1 year of drawing this card, you can ask a question in meditation and mentally receive a truthful answer to that question. Besides information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem, other dilemma. In other words, the knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it. In other words, fuck you, DM, no bullshit.
That is awesome. Does anybody else know that that's what I got?
No.
And by anybody else, I mean only Lagandu, since he's the only one left in there.
Nathaniel is alone in the room when he draws these cards.
Oh, that's right.
But Nathaniel, you know these things that you received. You immediately understand them, understanding of them. You know all of that.
Immediately after drawing that final card and completing your 3 declared draws, Nathaniel, the room goes dark. Stephen! Moments after watching Lucas pass through the cave wall within the small shrine of Botilla in the foothills of the Shadowset Mountains north of Brandy, you wait for what must be your opportunity to come. You've already watched Lucas, Lagandu, Nathaniel, and Al all pass through that wall. But seconds pass. 10, 20. You're pretty sure it only seemed like a few moments passed between each of them getting this strange moment where they could see through the cave wall. They could see a tunnel that led to a spiral staircase. And one by one, they all just kind of went. Why? You touch the wall, still hard as a rock. You've already cast knock on it. You've already used the wand of secrets. Still nothing. You know it's there. You've seen them walk through it. It's been a minute now. Still, the wall is not opening. Then you hear something, but not in the direction of the wall. From outside, you hear the voice of Sir Carwin, who has been outside on the cliff face, outside the cavern, setting up a cook fire for the last 10 minutes or so.
Of course.
And he's pretty oblivious to what's been going on inside, other than the fact that he watched Nathaniel spider climb his way to the top of the cave and drop himself in the go. As he was busy setting up a stew pot outside, as halflings are wont to do.
Home is where the stew pot is.
That's what they say. But you hear him start calling in this kind of rushed, I wouldn't say scared, because he's can't be frightened. Oh my, everyone, quickly, make haste! You must see this, hurry, I say! Gods of dawn and dusk! A beast descends upon Brandy! Hurry, clouds, everyone!
I'll pop on out of the cave and see what sort of beast he's talking about.
Yeah, Stephen, as you emerge outside the cave, he kind of looks at you, then he's behind you waiting for everyone else to come, but he sees you and he starts pointing, and as you come to the edge of the cliff on the shadow sets that you are on, you can kind of see the shadows growing long southern fields that surround Brandy. There's forest beneath you, and then you can see all of the overgrown field, and you can actually see, you have a pretty good view kind of up in the mountains a little to the south of town, and it's it's dark, but farther on it's kind of like the sun is behind the shadow. It's a kind of a cool vibe going on here. But as he points out where he's looking in the outskirts of Brandy, you see the shape that he's indicating, and immediately it's familiar to you because you almost mistake it for Yofun. This is clearly a dragon, clearly. But this dragon is not Yofun. You immediately know this as it kind of swoops down and lands in a field near a farmhouse in the outskirts of Brandy. This thing is much bigger than the Yofuns that you've encountered in different chronal planes. It is dark. It is like black. But there are these like wispy shadows kind of like falling off of its body, off its wings, and almost like rolling off and dripping as they kind of fade into the ether. They never hit the ground, just kind of vanish. You can make a Arcana check if you want to ID the specific. Nicely done. Yeah, you recognize it quick enough. This is a shadow dragon. This is a dragon often known to be one of the most intelligent of the species of dragons. Usually this is a chromatic dragon that's been warped by some kind of shadow magic or shadowfell energy. And oftentimes thought of as some of the most dangerous and kind of generally evil dragons that there could possibly. And Carwin is like, pointing. Look, you see it over there? It's some kind of foul, draconic beast. Where is everyone? And he kind of like turns and hurries into the mouth of the tunnel, like screaming, come on, everyone! There's a dragon!" Steven, Marshall, you're muted. I think the Discord bugs are attacking. We knew it had to come. It would be now. Still mutate.
Hear me now?
Yeah. Now we got it. Now we got you.
I'll like, hey, quiet. Like, I know this thing's miles upon miles away, but let's calm down. I will try and discern, like you said, it's descending at a farmhouse in Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it at all possible? Is this where we landed when we time jumped here?
There's not a geography, like survival, I guess, like just general survival. Just
perception.
Just roll survival. It's a low D, and it's a crit. Yeah.
Let's go.
So like,
Let's go.
You triangulate. You know where you. Though you're at a much different. This farmhouse is a farmhouse that you guys have been to before. On your way here, you stopped by Lucas's grandfather's farmhouse, and some crazy shit happens there. And that's where this is. To give you a rundown of what happened. Lucas walked up to the door. The door exploded with an arcane rune, and then everyone saw vision. Morrowtown being inside the house. The rune read draconic, a proper noun that was Nithkai, Nith-KI. Kind of scary things happened there. I don't know what else I'm missing. About a lot of
this
water
was last
out
session.
of the house.
Last
Yeah.
session.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so the dragon. It's not a leap to think the dragon is investigating his sprung trap, or
Mhm.
something to that effect. Okay.
That's what it probably
Got it.
feels like, especially when you realize
Yep.
that's the house that it's.
Got it. Okay. I will. Let me go ahead and kick the stew pot fire out, and pull Sir Carwin into the mouth of the cave.
Okay. Yeah.
Or just join him in the mouth of the cave. That thing is looking for us. I don't know where everyone else went. They disappeared through the wall, and I was waiting to join them, but for whatever reason the platform has sealed itself to me. I'm not going to be able to get to school, unless I take my dad's flying car.
When you say that they went through the, like, kind of goes a little bit pale, and like immediately starts walking inside.
How did you? It's open.
And as you walk in behind him, you see the cave wall, where it was hard cave wall that you had seen them walk through, is now a hallway that goes to a spiral staircase. Though they described it, one of them at least described it to you before, like what they saw, and there was kind of this golden light that they could kind of see coming down the stairs. That light is gone. There is no. It looks very dark, and it looks just very old. But yeah, Carwin will immediately be like,
"Oh, we must go up. It's been so long."
And he starts walking.
I'll follow him.
Okay, as you climb up the stone spiral staircase, like at the end of this hallway, you're going up into darkness. You climb up a spiral stair and emerge in the center of what looks like an ancient chamber. The walls clearly once held very beautiful carvings, very detailed carvings, now kind of cracked, crumbled, almost worn. There is kind of water stains and like trickling water seeping down some of the walls, coming from somewhere up in the high domed ceiling, which looked like at one time it was, really like beautiful, reflective, like metallic. And now it's like got this greenish, thick patina going on. The benches that made up the makeshift railway or railing are all kind of broken. Some of them left over, only like one currently intact. And alcoves cover the walls of this room in height, and they are all covered in dust or ash and debris from broken shards of ceramic and porcelain and glass. The room appears like it hasn't for centuries until now, of course. One alcove in particular stands empty, but for a kind of like broken pedestal. And there's no debris or detritus other than debris you may recognize for all along the floor. At the feet of Nathaniel, who stands before that pedestal, are a number of items. Backpack, there's clothing, all of which appears to have belonged to Lucas, who you don't see anywhere, just all of his things. Nearby all of that is a form laying on the ground, a non-moving owl, and sitting behind you as you kind of emerge on one of the benches, You see Lagandu. He kind of starts like to stand as you start to come up. Lagandu. Right after declining to draw from the deck, everything went dark. You're not entirely sure how much time has passed since that moment. But only moments ago, you kind of just came to, sitting on the bench in the center of the room. But the room is not as you last saw it when the deck presented itself to you. It is not beautiful carvings and urns and golden light. It is how I just described it for Stephen. It is ancient. And you see Stephen now rising from the stairs. But just before you saw that, you saw Nathaniel. Nathaniel. The deck of cards that rested upon that pedestal before dark. You see it vanish. And everything darkens. And then immediately, Nathaniel, everything turns bright and blinding light. You are overwhelmed with this feeling of joy, but most importantly, this feeling in the light before you, where that pedestal, you see something start to emerge. You see a small effigy start to appear. You know it's nearly burnt out. So there's no possible way it could be producing enough light to kind of fill this room. But at the same time, you also know that it is. Before you lies an ember. Do you claim it?
And he's the only one he senses in that room. Like it's after.
There is only blinding light surrounding. This is moments after you drew this card.
He knows what it is, or has a sense that this is the remnants of Botilla, would be his surmising.
Yeah, I mean, you feel just that grace upon you, just like fortune and favor. And you can feel it all emanating from that small effigy in front of you.
Dare much indeed. Nathaniel Henry died here today, and the blessed of Botilla arose in his place. If you will have me, I will accept.
As you reach out in the light and grab that ember, Lagandu, you don't see any of the light. You just see Nathaniel standing there. You see Lucas's things scattered on the floor. You see Al laying, seemingly incapacitated. And you see for a moment as Nathaniel holds up his arm, you hear him say these words about blessed of Botilla, and you see as a small effigy that you've seen one Dyson. You see Nathaniel claiming what you came here to find. And that is when Stephen emerges at the top of the stairs with Sir Carl in this very old room with some missing one missing friend and one sideways friend. And let's take an 8:42 break.
Mark.
Wait. Okay. So instead of getting into too much, let's just jump in here. As Stephen, you've walked up into this place. I mean, Nathaniel looks beat to shit. Al lying unconscious. Lucas nowhere to be seen, but all of his things on the floor. Lagandir looking nowhere. And Carwin just looking around this place in shock and maybe a bit of horror on his face as he looks around and takes this ancient, decrepit space in. Oh, how could I forget? I feel like it's very unfair of me to not share Nathaniel's ember.
Yeah.
As is tradition. Let's see. Show it to players. Is that working?
Yep.
Remember, you can click on it to make it bigger. The favored divine ember. As the fires of dawn fade, these embers may be all that remain of the pantheon now entombed Jill realm. The divine ember of the favored is a remnant of the Botilla's divine spark. A mortal attuned to this ember in its current state gains access to the following. Social butterfly, you gain proficiency in deception, performance, and persuasion skills. Part of the courageous, you are immune to frightened condition. Make your own luck, you gain 1 bottle cap. Session. During the session, it expires. All or nothing. Once per day, you can forego rolling any tradition. Instead, putting all of your trust into the coin. Roll a d2. The success and a 1 is a confirmed critical failure. Nothing can influence. Coin flip. And last but not least, feeling lucky, roll a d6. The corresponding stat score increases by 2, as well as the maximum for that score.
Oh my.
Jeez.
So, first of all, roll a d6. See what stat score you're getting boosted with this ember. That's exciting. Could be anything. Roll a lucky d6. Your luckiest virtual d6 you have. Strength doesn't seem bad.
Beautiful.
Doesn't seem bad at all.
All right, +2 to your strength score. Maximum strength score can be now 22 instead of 20. It's almost like your favorite or something. Strength.
This is a good one.
Man. It is in your folder now.
That would have turned like 3 of those misses into hits.
And maybe one of them would have been a critical. Flip the coin. All right. my friends.
What the hell's going on here? What happened? Where's Lucas?
Can't tell you. By the time I got in here, Lucas had left all his stuff on the ground. Owl and Nathaniel were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, so point of
I believe it has
clarification.
something to do with the deck of cards.
Yeah. Point of clarification. When you were in the room, no one else was there. Stuff was there. It was basically only in the room at the time when any of the cards were drawn. So you guys were all alone. None of you saw any of Lucas's stuff on the ground or anything until you got into this current room. Everyone appears to be. Yes. So we're all in the same podge. But please continue. Just
Nathaniel,
I
what?
do believe, though, that we found the ember.
I'll go over and do a medicine check on Al because you said he's on the ground, right?
yes. Yeah,
Is he
so
alive?
immediately you don't any confirmation. Either way, you're having a hard time finding any pulse or breath. Maybe that has to do with the fact that he's an avian bird creature. But after a few moments, you realize there's no response. There doesn't seem to be a pulse. There doesn't seem to be, but his body's still warm. It's he's in a very strange state.
Nathaniel, what happened? What's wrong with Al?
I fear the coin may have landed on the wrong side for Al. May not have been as fortunate. There's a great many powerful things happening in here. Some great and some catastrophically awful. It was all up to chance. And I fear they may have not drawn well.
What do you mean, chance? Don't speak in riddles. Just tell me what happened.
There was a beautiful feeling and a beautiful sight, and this place, it was different. There was an opportunity to draw from a deck of unspeakable power, but the consequences, there were no small blessings or curses. I myself drew and both barely survived and was unspeakably blessed. I don't know what became of them.
So obviously, I cast I had cast telepathic bond as a ritual last session before we came in here, because that's just prudence. That's common standard operating procedure now. So I will try and reach out to first Lucas and then Al to see if they can respond.
Yeah. So one thing you would have noticed is that when they originally went into this connection with them, and now that you're all back together, you have connection. So like you're connected to those that are in the room. You all feel that connection back again. But you feel no connection.
You cut out the end to Al and Lucas, no connection?
Yeah, no connection to either.
I will try and I've got a potion of regular healing in the bag of holding that I will try and pour down Al's throat.
Okay. Yeah, as you put the healing in, there is no change to it. It seems to have no effect.
Laganu, you have some healing. Is there anything you can do for Al here?
I don't think the kind that he needs right now. I'm not even sure if it's healing. Based on what Nathaniel said in the deck of cards that was in front of us, it's difficult to say what state he's in right now.
So I'm just at a loss. Y'all just went through the cave wall like moments ago, and now Lucas seems. Did Lucas draw from the deck as well?
We don't know. We never saw him. When I walked through the hallway, as Nathaniel said, the room looked new and clean and shiny. There were urns all around, and on the one pedestal that had no urn was a deck of cards. And when you approach the deck of cards, there was a voice for me that basically beckoned me to pull if I felt like I would be blessed with luck. And I declined. I chose not to pull a card. But it seems that maybe the other three chose differently.
I can only speak to my own experiences. I drew 3 cards. The first card presented me with a challenge, unlike any challenge that I had met before, even inside the mind of that monster in Brandy. Nothing compared to the sheer horror of facing something like that. So not even foul or cruel, just lifeless. I died. Nathaniel died. Only because of the lady's favor did I survive. And then the other two were the opposite of that. They gave me great power and and great blessing. The words that were spoken before, dare much, and the lady keep you. Will you be bolder than the last? And I was bathed in her fortune, and she bestowed upon me her grace. She said, whatever springs forth from the deck of many may spell your fortune or may spell your doom. When I heard those words, I was unsure. But then the last sentence, gamble not and forsake my fortune forever. Now that is a risk I could not take. Cannot explain to you how high the stakes were. But the blessings were just as intense. And if the downside that our companions felt equaled the blessing that I've received, I fear and grieve for them. At the same time, I honor their choice. I don't know how many cards they dared to draw, but it would take boldness to even draw one. And if they drew more than that, I applaud their strength of spirit. Stephen, I can't tell you the peace and the comfort and assurance and the motivation to be in the lady's presence. And it felt just like a sliver of it. But still, to be in that presence, to be blessed with that, to be fortunate enough to stare down death in the face in this holy place and survive. If they experienced any of that, no matter what befell them, I dare say that they wouldn't sacrifice that experience for anything. I know I would, and feel in some ways I did, give up my own life to experience that. So I hope for their sake they got to feel that as well.
I hope for their sake they just survive. Feeling that presence really isn't all that important.
I used to think that
It
way
means
as
that
well.
You lose yourself in the whole thing.
And I certainly won't look down on anybody that thinks that way, but I only know my own experience. It would be worth 1,000 deaths. Meaning, purpose, peace, it's all there. I'm going to look,
So you,
as I say all that, at Carwin. What's his vibe when I'm going on and on about what a wonderful experience it was?
Yeah, I mean he's like walked around the room a bit and just kind of like touching some of the like broken shards on the ground, and he's she's like listening to you, but like there's like a definite like moment where like tears down his cheek, and as he's like kind of like just like taking this all in. Yes, I have to agree. I too saw this place and felt its glory. I never thought I would be back here. It's different. And it seems that you now carry her forward. It is I who should be your squire. And he just looks like so dedicated. And so, some might say, just so long. He literally is looking at Nathaniel like, almost like reverence.
There's no need for that, my good sir. It's this place and the presence that deserves reverence. I fear your testimony that once we leave, we may not be able to come back. I certainly don't ask for followers. I'm a follower myself. But you would honor me in this sacred place and surely tell the truth, would you not?
Of course. Of course.
And he will, I don't know how this works with telepathic bond. If you hear something, it's automatically transmuted, or if you have to think it.
You probably have to intentionally think it as
He
a
will
bond.
lean in and ask him. One card was pulled from the deck. Which did you draw?
He kind of like looks at the floor. There's a little bit of I think as I've said before, no insight. Pretty easy to read. There's shame in his face. He just like kind of like very quietly. Balance. I drew balance. It changed me, but I'm better for it.
Everyone has a past, my friend. I'm thankful for your future.
Stands up just a little straighter.
Well, Stephen, What a harrowing and amazing experience, but as much as I would like to tarry in this place, a question is being begged to be asked. What now?
I must admit I'm struggling to process all this information. You've told me that Lucas drew from a deck of cards and has just vanished, and Al did the same. And like, Michael, was I able to tell from a medicine check, is he dead or is he like in a coma?
It feels closer to a coma than it does death, but
Okay.
like it's like it's like razor's edge. It's very very strange. Some kind of strange.
Al lies here somewhere between death and death's door. Do we have no means to help them to counteract this power that you speak of?
I'm gonna actually, now that you have heard deck of many, why don't you make a Arcana check? Meh.
Ugh.
It's probably a term that like maybe you've heard before or something, like been thrown, but nothing you've like dug that far into, because it's just so one of those like very like out of reach, wildly crazy things. And probably not something Steven was all that. So it's not plausible.
Did that? I kind of got lost in the wash of being so close to death. But did that scythe disappear, or is it?
No, there's a scythe on the ground too in here. There's a scythe on the ground.
Do I feel like it's the same one? Like if I wanted to make an example.
It looks different than it did. It's like it was an incorporeal. It was when it was wielded against you, and now it's like black in material.
Gotcha.
But it is there, room, along with all of Lucas's things, and Al. Said Al had Al. One thing is missing. The spear that Lucas always said is not in this room. And I think Carwin will investigate a little bit. Just kind of, maybe he lays on hands to Al, and maybe he starts like those things off in a pad. Trying to be a help.
Daniel, I suppose is that your trophy?
A large part of me dare not touch it. This was wielded by an avatar of death.
Of death?
Whatever you think when you think death. I had to stare it in the face, and I knew if it got the better of me, there was no coming back through any means whatsoever. Like, I would be gone. every time it hit me with this thing, I could feel some of my life force being removed. It was
Is that why you look like shit?
Don't say.
It was only because of what I went through, being subjugated to that horrible torment, that I even had a chance. And of course, fortune helped me as well. I mean, if I fought that thing 10 times, I might beat it twice. But the coin happened to land on a side where I survived, barely. And it left this.
Do you mind if I pick it up?
I would love with someone with more than 31 hit points picked it up.
I've had a fair share of run-ins with near-death experiences. What's one more?
Make a cat with 9 lives. Pick it up. Yeah, Lagandu.
Pick it up.
Picking up the scythe. It is a big weapon. About big 10-foot reach guy, but it is surprisingly light in your hand. It's a little bit unwieldy to use one-handed. Like you feel like you really need to be able to use two to wield it well. But it is also light. I feel like you could really hammer it hard with, or finesse it, if you will. Dex action. It feels good. It feels really good. It feels like it wants to be identified.
Well then,
Steven will identify it.
Okay, I'll throw it in the chat. Big block of text. She ain't bad. The Reaping Scythe
Jesus.
requires attunement. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this magic weapon. It's 2d8 to necrotic, 10-foot reach, finesse, two-handed. Has no effect on undead or constructs. The scythe has 5 charges. While we limit this weapon, you can charge. When it has Blood Reader, when you deal damage to a target using 1 charge to learn its current points and to maximum. Reap Soul. As an action, you can target a creature within 30 feet of you, expending 3 charges to force it to make a saving throw. If the target is below 1/4 of its maximum, is below 1/4 of its hit point maximum, it automatically check. Failed save, the target takes 60. Reduce to 0 hit points. Cannot be resurrected. And soul powered when you a killing blow with an attack ability. This weapon expend charge to regain hit points. Cool thing. Kind of spooky thing. But cool.
Yeah, I'll hand it right back and
kind of fits Lagandu's eye a little.
It is certainly a powerful weapon. One might say it's a pretty evil weapon, but it is certainly powerful.
We might need evil to fight evil down the road. Might as well hang on to it. Probably make good use of it. Is it an attunement? It is, right?
It is an attunement. Does require attunement. But real good against those things.
That's pretty cool, that combo of like getting something low, using that Reap Soul that they automatically fail, and then if it kills them getting the hit points back that way. And that's a big roll.
Triple combo.
It's super effective.
It was super effective.
Yeah.
Yeah, you. Too bad you guys don't get the auto hit.
So as we've been in here for at least, half an hour probably, has Al's condition changed at all?
It has not changed. Completely like comatose. All of Carwin, or all of Carwin will have picked up all these things. Maybe about halfway through, oh, I've totally forgotten. There was a dragon. We saw a dragon while we were outside.
I'm really worried about the dragon, Carwin.
He'll inform you guys what he saw. Brandy. I just thought it was pertinent. There was so much that happened. Yes.
Carwin, now that the dragon's there and we went through that experience with Lucas's family farm, like that dragon is the only thing there. Like, I understand your devotion to this place, and this place in the mountains especially, but why not just leave Brandy to the dead? It's just buildings.
Yes, I could certainly. But
He kind of looks around. Again. Just like,
I am not only protecting Brandy, but its people. And I don't know how to say this, but I feel we've gained a bit of a kinship. They're still alive, though they are not in the town always. They come back. It is well, when the moon is full, they appear back in town. There's always a festival, party atmosphere. Everyone is as they were. I thought maybe perhaps I counted the days incorrectly. When we first walked into the Coney, and I saw Pimlin. I thought that's what. Maybe they were back for good. That's why I was so confused and caught off guard. Thought they had returned. But they only stay for a few hours. In the evening, it is the Harvest Tide Festival. And it's like I'm back home. And then in the morning, they're all gone.
What if that dragon's still there?
That is what I fear. I do not wish there to be any creatures, any of the dead, Brandy, when they arrive, when they come back. I don't want the festival interrupted. I want to make sure everyone is safe for the few hours that they are here. I am scared to see what would happen if Jada worse. They're real. It is. I know they are real. I haven't seen the night sky. I don't know exactly what day it is, but the cycle was coming to a close soon, and I must be sure that the dragon is not in town when they are due back.
How are you sure it's looking for us to do harm? We've met dragons before that were more or less on our side.
It was very scary. I don't know much about it. It
It was,
very big.
yeah, Shadowfell Dragon going to the place where we saw the Draconic Rune. I'm not really interested in rolling the dice on that.
Yes, Lucas did seem very different after the sights we saw. The farm. I thought we would finally get to him as well. He was opening up. And then this. Grasps.
I will at the very least continue to collect Lucas's things. I don't have Scrying prepared today, but tomorrow perhaps I can see if he's out there somewhere. Your question, Nathaniel. We either see if there's a way to track our companions down wherever or whenever they may have gone, or we continue to collect the embers and hope that they can find their way back to us someday, somehow. I'll go peek my head, or go ahead, Preston, sorry.
So we're just
You cut out.
gonna leave them here? Should we just leave them here? Here?
I mean, Al, I think we should take with us. I mean, if he doesn't feel like a normal dead body, if you will. perhaps there's a chance we can revive him or bring him back. Michael,
Nathaniel,
will you pull up?
What the honors
Go
of
ahead,
carrying
Russell.
him? Nathaniel, you want to carry an owl for a little while?
I would be honored. But I must tell you, when we leave this place, Nathaniel died here. You can all call me Bob.
No. I knew we got the wrong head cut off.
I love it. I also love the look on it, dude. Just like
No.
holding the scythe.
Yeah.
Just see his eyes like.
Sharpens it just a little bit more. Like if it had just done a little more. Couple more D8s.
Michael, will you pull up the main page where we had all the embers listed out?
Yeah. It has been updated.
Look at you.
Just did it. Just did it. Oh, the skull's back. Disappeared on my screen last. Six embers claimed. Wow. Ewok. Two embers unknown. Three embers general regions known. The three known embers are other countries, essentially. One is another continent.
I was going to ask, has Steven done any sort of reading or research on Moranth? Would he know? Or would it just be close your eyes and pray?
Yeah, I mean, there's, you know where some things are for sure, like generally speaking. There's a specific city in Western Moranth, one of the spires. Couldn't tell you which off the top of my dome. I think it's the Glass Spire. It's on the west side. Northern Moranth is where the Great White Steppe is. I think area, which is the Ice Spire question mark. Man. What a spell description.
You had
I hate how
asked,
What's that?
if you had asked Dyson about Moranth before he departed, he would have told you everything that, at least about like the geography and.
Yeah, do you remember which Spire Dyson was at? I don't remember. But that one for sure. I'm sure we could figure it out. Just he was at one of them. I feel like it was the area, but I have to like dig. Wasn't Port Brand. Oh no, it was. That's where they landed, at the glass spire. So he would know the glass spire, which was Ran. Eventually moved south to VR, the sand, where you would have spent your majority of your time. So southern Ran. But also western. I don't know if the other map, the spires, does. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the other map does, right?
This map.
So, to be clear, anything here we could call Western Moranth, right?
Yeah, technically.
And anything here we would call Northern Moranth.
Yeah.
Great.
Plateau up there.
Yeah, that is the big Great White Steppe and plateau. It's all the ice, and you got that vomiting crow. I think it has a name. Pretty sure it has a name, but to me right now it looks like a vomiting.
I see it.
Oh, now I see it.
I think it's like something the claw. Knockbeef is up there. I don't. It's been a while since I've brushed up on my Maranthian lore. Forgot how good this map is. Man,
I mean, meta-wise, I have no idea what to do. This group only has 2 embers, and that doesn't feel enough to like go to Centrel to try and get that ember to beat the angel with the flaming sword. So that leaves searching for another one. I would rather go to Moranth than Krazik, but I'm not married to that. Do we have
It would take too
any?
long to get to.
Say again.
Krazik would take too long to get to. Lagunda would be against it.
Okay. So that leaves Moranth, and I can teleport us there, but we're looking for the right needle in a stack of needles, it seems like. Unless we can find a means to get some information on Oscar or Springfilla? I can't tell. Sprigfalla. To like see if they had if they were the deity of a particular city.
I don't know exactly how it works, but if we can get in the right vicinity, we do have that wand to find the path. I don't know if you can just name an ember and like it'll do the Skyrim thing where it shows you the little blue trail.
waypoint.
But it only lasts for 24
I
hours.
I obviously remember what you're talking about, Will, but in case other people have forgotten, do you want to remind people what you're talking about?
Yeah, the wand of find the path was one of the things you got after exiting the mind of Clavius.
Oh, ring of
A ring. Sorry.
Oh,
Please, Will, you sit out of the DM chair for like 2 seconds. Here's the spell. No, sorry. Put all the casting time and stuff that doesn't matter.
But
Up to one day.
is the big key there.
Yeah,
Familiar
we're
with
not.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you're right. We just have to be
Yeah,
familiar
pretty
with
sure
it.
we're
And
not
that's the,
familiar.
It could be
No,
useful
that's the-
once you get permission, I guess.
yeah. So maybe we go to a city in Moranth and see if we can get some information on Spritfalla or Oscar and start to hone in our search.
Yeah.
My only question then would be, do we teleport there? And it'd be, what we say, 1 year after the burning, that's when we are, Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Or do we time shift there and go to a different time to try and see if there's more information, maybe pre-burning or something like that?
Trying to think of all the stuff that Dyson told you and when. Because he definitely told you things got bad.
Yeah.
Brand.
Would
Like
there
pre-burning or post-burning?
Post burning.
Post.
Uh,
Spires falling. Bad shit go.
yeah, like I think
What
he
is that?
he would have said he survived because he was basically under the city.
Yeah.
And it was ruins above. And that would have been BR, the Sandspire, that he would have been at.
would there have been any mention of those two gods or anything related to them in Lagadu's previous research or investigation of the Unseen or the Chaos Legion? Since they were also looking for the Embers on behalf of bigger people.
No, nothing specific to those two in connection with yeah, there would not. It's two.
Okay.
Things you could know just religion wise. So especially like I know had done some research in Kestrel. Oscar was Fury. He has some connection to primordials a little bit, but not as much as others. But I think he does have primordial blood. I think you would have known that. And he was often worshipped by orcs, which the Grits are horde, the orcish horde. But they're kind of a moving city. And yes, Sprig follows less. Less like obvious, I guess.
Can I, just because I don't want to have to dig into that YouTube video right now, I've just rolled a history check to try and remember if there was anything on the tablet or the carving in Nothgeith's shrine or tomb, whatever the appropriate word is, for either Sprigfalla or Oscar.
I can't call. See if I have those two. Some of them I know were blank. I assume that's where these nations came. They just weren't trust.
I assume so. Yeah, I assume so too. I just didn't know if there was now that we're thinking about it,
Yeah.
there's a clue that could suss out a little bit more where to start.
Yeah. I wish I could say my notes were organized enough that I'd be able to exactly which note to look in. Because that was so far. I know I get. I have it somewhere. It's just not sure. Smart. Aha, I am smart. Okay. I'm the best Google Docs person. Okay. Imagery of a desert climate be uncovered. I'm assuming that you figured this as I read. Or, likely a duplication of the Great White Steppe. Was Oscar.
Great white step.
Many hooded figures, large bookcase of a majority of the panel. Between them are many scrolls with swirls of arcane energy interconnecting long horizon to be a vast desert by 3 towers, one larger than the rest. The largest tower was the glass spire, which is Port Orion. Right.
Okay. So that gives us at least a better idea, right, than what we had.
Mm-hmm. Which, there you go. That's Western Marine City.
Yep. Port Orion. Okay. Well, let's Do we want to try and teleport first? That way we don't burn the time shift if we don't need to.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
it feels like the time one. It came with a lot of warnings about
Yeah.
use. So are we just leaving this dragon there for when these people show back up?
Seems like nobody wants to go outside.
We can leave here and go see if it's still out there.
Yeah, I mean, Carmen will say kind of a last mumbled prayer to himself just to go inside.
Take a look,
Yeah.
Carmen.
Yeah, by this time, like it's getting fairly dark out. So he'll come back. Well, when he enters back into the shrine, and he'll get into the guys. So unless you guys come out of there. You would know nothing.
Yeah, let's go out there and let's bring Owl with us.
So if you guys pass through the wall and enter back into the small shrine it's been staying, he'll inform you that he didn't see anything, but it was also a shadowed dark. So, and Brandy is dark as well. Just know that it's there.
How far away is Brandy?
Half a day's journey.
And okay, gotcha. More than 1,000 feet.
More than 1,000 feet.
I mean, we can long rest here, see if the dragon keeps searching for us, allow Nathaniel to recover, and either fight this thing, or if it's gone, we can scry for Lucas and Owl and then get out of here. Does that work for y'all?
Yeah, I mean, I'd feel like I'd tell Carwin, like, there's like a owing there, like, hey, you led me to this place. This is like my before and after moment in life. If it's possible for us to do anything about this dragon situation, I would not want to leave him in a bad spot. But maybe he'll try to find the person that did it and not be able to get a ping on Lucas either, since none of us can.
Okay.
Yeah, Carmen's clearly happy to wait here with you guys. Stay the night, wait till morning, see what's going on. He doesn't really have a full understanding of what you're trying to do. At this point, he does know that you're looking for special things that have to do with the gods a little bit now that you've been here. And, but none of the time travel, chronal planes, and all that stuff makes any sense to him. I don't think anyone's talked to him about any of it. Why would you? So yeah, like if he understands that you guys have world, like changing saving the world, I think is to a world saving mission. So he understands that if you gotta go, you gotta go. But he also is like, this is my place and I'm gonna defend that town if I can help it.
And what happened to our mansion? This is bullshit. We're getting downgraded.
Nathaniel's never stayed in the mansion. He doesn't know.
Yeah, Nathaniel's like, this is a nice hut, baby.
Yeah. Called a triage situation when the number of spells you know, I believe, has crept into the 40s or 50s, and you can only prepare 19.
Well, Nathaniel can cast one spell per week, and you just used it, so
Good that. All right, sleeping the night.
53 spells. That's what Steven's at.
Nice.
Right.
if we could, and I don't even know if we need to do watches with the hut, but if we do just have people staying awake, like I'd try to get some time in with Carwin and ask him about his life before the cards, like not using any of my newfound persuasion or deception skills, but just like, hey, if you're comfortable with it, but if he's not, that's fine too, just out of curiosity.
I think maybe he would get into it a little bit with you, out of all people. You can sense there's some holding back that he's just ashamed of, but he was essentially like just a thief, and like an addict, and that's why he was a thief. And it kind of gets into that a little bit. Then Will like kind of tell you like why he took such a shine to Lucas, because they're like he could see how much he was relying on booze. But I think he would tell you more about how drawing the card changed him. And not only like finding this place, like that he feels he was changed by Botilla. Though it was luck, it was the one he was meant to have. But just for those that haven't looked it up, balance. Your mind suffers a wrenching alteration, causing your alignment to change. Lawful becomes chaotic, good becomes evil, vice versa. So, like, as he's saying all that, like that, not a good person, all this stuff, he seems very lawful good. So there might be more to his story, but it's not fully ready to go over a nice small or whatever. But a little touch of this or Carmen's backstory escapes. In the night, Steven,
We
you
are
have-
taking watches, by the way.
Steven, you have strange dreams. You see like swirling clouds, dark swirling clouds with like sprinkling of like shining stars, lightning, and snakes. Like you just keep seeing like flashes of snakes. When you wake up from these dreams, you don't remember much. You just remember the storms and the snakes. They just kind of stick with you. It's very strange and out of the norm for you. Everyone else has a restful night. Still all awake and rejuvenated. Al has the most restful night, but he does not wake up in the morning.
That beauty rest 6 he's always dreamed of.
Yeah. It's like the best beauty rest.
So the main takeaway was just flashes of snakes.
Yeah, like snakes and strange storm.
Strange storm. I'll ask if anyone else had a weird dream. So that was weird. I don't like snakes. Snakes are evil.
No, I slept like a dead
Love it
baby.
Carwin, were snakes ever associated with Botilla? Would being in this place bring that sort of imagery to mind?
No, I don't believe there's any snakes in her tails. Though she did like a trick or two, nothing. Serpent nature.
We see the dragon.
Yeah, if you guys go outside in the morning
It's
light,
sitting there waiting.
it is like, hello. I've been here the whole time. No, looking down on Brandy above, you just see Brandy scanning the skies. You don't see a dragon.
It's looking for Lucas elsewhere also. I will try to scry on Lucas.
Oh, okie dokie.
And considering we have all of his shit, I feel like this is at least a -4, if not a -10.
Right. As you begin to reach out with your mind, as you do with Scry, the spell fizzles and cannot be completed as you picture Lucas.
Like that's different than I've tried to cast this spell before, and like meta wise, they haven't failed the save. Does this feel different than that? Like where it's like, oh, I couldn't even get through the final incantation, the final words.
Correct. You get the sense that something is blocking the scrying from being possible.
I'm gonna try it again for Owl.
Okay.
I've got a body part.
Yeah, we've literally got Al. It should be like a -20.
Interesting conundrum.
Yeah, I know. I want to see how you respond to this.
You. I think you. I'll give you this spell slot back. I think just you would know that if anything comes of this, I will be looking at the owl. Like
the comatose, deadish
Yeah.
body.
yeah. So you would know that you would not
Okay.
want to do that. That it would be a waste, essentially.
Okay. Okay, well. And I'm assuming I didn't cast a spell slot for the first one because it didn't even work, right? Like I didn't even finish the spell.
That one was spent, yeah.
Oh.
But it just like immediately, essentially. But in a different way than like just someone succeeding.
Interesting.
You know, it was different. Like it was blocked.
Very interesting. Go to whatever that city name was, I guess. Unless anyone has a meta suggestions on what those snakes could have meant.
Nothing.
Well, I'm no psychologist, but does Steven have inklings?
Have you been on a plane recently?
We are in a very Raiders of the Lost Ark-esque place, so that could have been it. I guess we teleport then. Or we search for the dragon. Do we feel content leaving with the dragon being out of sight, out of mind, or do we want to track it down before we go?
Yeah, I mean, I would be fine out of sight, out of mind. I would probably, one of us would probably tell Carwin, hey, don't open that door again, kind of steer clear of that place that triggered the trap. If you don't mind, please and thank you.
Yeah, he would definitely agree to those terms, as well as he would invite you. I know you must go, but you're always welcome here. I don't know how long you'll be gone. Chasing these things, of course you chase. I'm sure me and Poppy will be fine here, but you're always welcome back. Maybe come on take part in the festive.
We will be sure to do that.
We'll give daps. Secret Botilla handshake.
Totally.
Oh, we take this. +7 Holy Avenger. Just kidding. I don't have one of those. I would have fucked Clavius right up if. But Will wouldn't allow me to have a. Just kidding. Will didn't even check my character. He just let me bring him whenever I wanted. I could.
Yeah, I know it's handicapping everybody anyway, so you could have had a +7.
Damn. Hey. Alright. He gives you goodbyes and tells you hopes that you fix Owl and so that you can find Lucas. And that he'll keep an eye out. Hopefully when you come back he has no way of reaching you.
No.
Alright. We got some D1 Hundo still. D1 Hundo? You know how this
Are we
works?
going straight into the city, or do we want to go outside of the city?
Oh, we do have something else
Have
to
that
roll
choice.
too. Steven has to roll a d20 when he wakes up.
See if he was punched in the head.
Straight d20.
Straight D20.
Nothing happens.
Ominous. Who's
Cool.
the DM, Steven? Who's the DM?
Yeah, I was gonna say. What kind of game are you running, Michael?
I'm not running every game. There's games within games,
Yeah.
baby. Can't wait for that to know what that is. Boy, howdy. Yeah, where are you trying to go? What is it? Feeling like this is a scene casually? Description?
I think 3 miles outside of the city. That worked for everybody.
If we can get there.
You good with that, Will?
Bob has no preference.
Goodbye, Bob. It was good getting to know you. I know you will carry forth her blessing.
Yes.
He's definitely called you Bob ever since you got out. Like,
What about Bob?
just nonstop.
There we go.
The
Oh,
D1
no.
Andoni. A 3? A 3 on a description. I mean, a 3 on any of them. Even very familiar.
It's a mishap. Yeah, it's a mishap.
Mishap. That's a mishap. Oh my word. I've never had to even dream about looking at it. The spell's unpredictable magic results in a difficult journey. Man. Oh man. Boys.
Does this say session's over? Michael needs to
Oh no.
plan for a week.
No, no, no.
Oh, he just has to roll again.
Getting
And you take
Even-
damage.
more interesting.
Even more interesting.
Okay. Steven. Cast teleport. You know, it takes a while to, right? Or is this immediate now? It's immediate. You don't even.
Yeah.
So you do all your normal preparation. You know where you're headed to some extent, and all the required components and whatnot for this spell. And you all feel that for weightlessness. As the air kind of whips up around. And there's that burst of magical energy as you're shunted through wormhole, as it were. It's about halfway through that sensation that you feel something awry. You feel this kind of jolt, this pressure emanating from like at the pit of your stomach, and then it increases, and then you feel this tug as you feel your course being altered. You are not heading in the direction that you suspect. 3d10? Force damage? Not +4. This way. You all feel that magical jolt in your stomach as you're kind of yanked off course. And then there is impact on hard metallic surface. Some of you probably kind of tumble over from the ground. It's just not a soft and easy landing as you impact. Taking in the space you're in, you don't feel immense heat, sand whipping across your face. The ground is cold, and as the camera kind of does one of those cool 60s shot, and you are not familiar with the space, but we watchers are. The space we are in. Large chamber, somewhat rounded, rising high at your heads. You stand in a circular depression, the center of the room. All around you, you can see tunnels leading elsewhere, places you cannot see. Some of them higher in the walls, some of them don't seem to have any egress to get up to them. The walls have this kind of rippling, almost like bronze-like material texture there is one balcony sitting about 20 feet up or so. 2 staircases leading. On that balcony is a huge way. This shimmering, dark fog like going across it. And around you are a number of very large, regular, jagged crystals, ranging in size and general shape, but 10 to 15 foot high, vaguely egg-shaped, amber-colored crystals, many of which have humanoid forms floating. These humanoid forms each seem rather lifeless, like owl. Curiously enough, one of them seems to have Owl's twin floating with him. As you scan the room, these large amber crystals, you see one holds Owl, one Anna, one Sarah, one holds a human woman, robes and hat, kind of swirl, astral sea textured on them. There's a beefy looking battle scarred dwarf, one of them. There is a fey creature that looks half human, half goat in one of them. And then there is a few other creatures that you recognize. Because Salig, Xerxes, Kale, each in one of them. There are 4 others that sit empty, vacant. $13 in total. We know you're in Titans. But you, where you are.
We know we're where?
The viewer knows we're in Titans. But characters don't know where they are.
We shift planes.
Great question.
That's the best 3 on a D100 ever. I love it when it makes a good story,
Man.
even when every single character is about to die.
As you guys are standing there, looking around, taking in this strange, thinking, are we? Like, Kale and Xerxes just went into the astral sea, find Salig. Like, you guys are trying to place yourself. Unsure what just happened, how you come here. You see one of the crystals, one of the fishes. You catch it as it disappears. It was the one between Al and Sarah that Anna was in. Now she's no. Then you hear the sound from the balcony above. You hear what sounds like someone fall to the floor. Hear heavy breathing. And then slowly you see as Anna pulls herself over to the balcony, starts to sit up, and she looks exhausted and totally confused. She kind of looks around and sees the group of you standing down. There's a bit of recognition that finally kind of comes to her face as she sees Steven. I don't know. Does she know any of you? I guess she knows them. She encountered. She doesn't. Go. And she looks down to all of them, pats herself out a small piece of parchment. She kind of I'm supposed to give you this? She just sounds confused. She just drops it off the edge. Just floats down. And as we see it floating down of it, Steven and not any of the characters, but we all saw everyone actually written and signed at the bottom. Lestriano written in her handwriting. It reads, "The Veiled Mistress you to Titan's End. Do not be alarmed. All of our friends are safe beyond the veil. My mind will return in time, so if you must wait to hear it from my mouth, this chamber is secure enough until then. But when you are ready, beyond the veil, Juana awaits us. As an ally, fight against Viscerus." At the bottom of the page, there's a small postscript. "Steven, I know how you feel about certain gods, Talus, and their meddling in the affairs of mortals. But I urge you to place your faith in those who wish to stand beside you in the fight to come. We need not trust her only enough to get what we She's just kind of heavily, seems gonna need a little the faculties return from wherever they are. And I think that's and Marshall, so I don't forget, I wrote bottle cap for kicking the dirt into the fire. That bought you a lot of time.